Hey everyone, this is Ben. Hey, thank you for joining us on the channel today. Well, we are here at the off-grid property at the homestead, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because now that the winter months are done, the wood stove will probably not be used as much because the winter cold snap really tested my resilience during the winter. But today, because of the warm weather that's going to be coming and approaching, and we all know in the south, the humidity and the temperatures can get unbearable. So today, we are going to be installing a split unit air conditioner, a 12,000 BTU from a company called OutEquip. And they reached out to me and wanted to set up the off-grid cabin to keep Hoku and I cool during the summer months. I have never installed a split unit AC, but I do have some help today, and you may have seen them on my YouTube channel. We've got CUPCAKE and CORNBREAD, and they are here today to help me mount the system. And then I'll probably wire it up a little bit later because I've got to get pull a vacuum for the Freon and all that other stuff. But if I can get it mounted today and show you guys, so this will probably be a part 1 video. But let's go check it out. And again, we want to thank OutEquip for sending us this 12,500 BTU split air conditioner for the cabin. Let's go to work. Good morning.
Good morning.
Look who we got here. We got CORNBREAD, and he's going to help me install, or we are going to install the split unit AC. I've never done it before, so.
I'm here for the physical labor.
Well, I've seen you guys off-grid cabin, and it looks really, really good. You guys did some really good work out there, so I appreciate you guys coming out. And you guys are what, about an hour and 15 minutes from here, so it's not too bad. And then we got CUPCAKE sitting under here.
I'll be the boss today.
She's going to be the boss. She's actually the foreman. And so we're going to go in there and check it out. And again, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, gang. Here is the OutEquip split air conditioner unit. You have a indoor and you have an outdoor. Now when I say indoor and outdoor, because it's split, the indoor unit is going to be mounted inside here in the cabin, and the outdoor unit is going to be mounted outside. So this is a very small unit, and it's 12,000 BTU, and the good thing about it, it's a 12-volt system. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what we got. Now I believe this thing's got a bunch of refrigerant in here already. Let's see what we got in here. So these look like mounting brackets, wall grommets. It's got a hole or 3 holes, so that's where probably going to be your inlet, your drain hose, and your refrigerant hose goes through. Washers, spacers, and I think that's it. And it's packed pretty good. This is the bracket that's going to go on the wall, and then this thing will just bolt right through it or hang on it. So looks pretty simple. What do you think? All right. So right now what we're doing, we're mounting it, trying to get it level, and then mark it. But this is a fairly light unit. I think they said, what, 26 pounds? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Well, I've got it marked, so I guess we can just drill the top, and then we would have to shim the bottom a little bit, right?
Yep.
Okay. Are we leveled or?
Yeah, I mean, that's about.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Is there one in the middle?
Yes.
So when we do yours, so when you're installing this right here, be careful you don't strip the screws out or over tighten it, because you don't want to crack the mounting plate on the top. And then we have two screws on the sides, 2 on the bottom, and then 2 on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this wood plank. That way it acts as a shim, and then we'll continue. Got a knot right here. And I need one more screw. There it is, gang. So we got this mounted on the inside. On the bottom, you will see your refrigerant lines, and then of course your jack for your 12 volt or your jack to go to your outside unit. So it looks pretty good. All right, so we've got the inside unit, the indoor unit mounted. So we are going to mount the outside of the unit itself. So that way when you mount this up on here, each end is clear. But I'm going to go fairly low on this, and Cornbread's going in there and going to measure the length. But looks fairly simple to put in. I'm glad that they have these brackets. Okay. Man, this place used to be a mud pit before I planted the grass. Okay. They look level to you? Mm-hmm. All right. That's if your cabin's leveled. Okay. And 2 more. What they do is there are some rubber grommets here, and those will go in to make sure the unit is evenly spaced. So I guess we go there, there. The only thing, there's no directions or a manual included with this kit. So you either got to go on YouTube or watch my video. Okay, so once you get your spacers in the rubber grommet or the rubber insulator, I guess, right? You place it on the unit like this. Should have 6 of them. And once you get your unit on, then you'll install these washers. So once you get the rubber grommets in the front and back, when you start tightening up, it'll act like a shock absorber. And they are 1/2 inch nuts, and then I think we figured it out. The rubber, the unit, the metal insert, another rubber washer, and then the nut, right?
Yep.
Took us a little bit, but hey, I have a PhD, you know, personal high school diploma. Okay. So we need for the bottom, I think we're missing, oh, there we go. Okay, so now we've got both units mounted. We got the proper hardware to hold it. We've got, we just barely put these hoses on. We didn't tighten them all away, but it's gonna go just like this through the wall. So I gotta drill a hole through the cedar plank, And I believe there is metal behind too, so. All right, so I've got the pilot hole already drilled. I do have some metal behind for the tin, but that's not a big deal because it's thin. So, of course, I'm using yellow and black, and I know my buddy Chris is probably cringing because it's not red and black. So, Milwaukee, if you're watching this video, hey, we need some tools. Send them our way. Okay, so now we've got our hoses kind of just put up here. So if you see right here, I had to drill a 2 1/4 inch hole right there, and basically the lines will run out to the wall, to the outside of the cabin where there is a rubber grommet. And then of course I've got my 12-volt source line here, and then my drain tube, and that's pretty much it. And then we'll be ready to hook up the battery to see how everything works. So I did have to drill a hole, a 2 1/4 inch hole, and they do give you this rubber grommet. I will seal it up a little bit more. Now, if you look at the lines, they're kind of like flimsy right now because I haven't put on the wire looms yet and the tie wraps, because there's a reason for that. Because when you get this unit, you need to put a vacuum pump on it and draw some vacuum, and also refill it with Freon. This system here requires 134A Freon. And I've got a friend coming over this afternoon. He's gonna hook up his gauges, he's gonna hook up his vacuum pump, and then we're gonna go ahead and draw a vacuum so we can get this thing running operational. Now, you do have your compressor here. You do have your high and low fittings to your compressor. I did mention this is a 12-volt system, and right here is your positive and negative power lines going to your lithium battery. Now, I don't know if I want to drill another hole in the wall and run this and keep the batteries inside, or build a box out here and I can set the battery out there. But my battery charger is inside the house, so I'm leaning towards drilling a hole, running these wires through the wall. But let me know what you guys think, or what you think. If this was your unit, how would you do it? This is one of the mini splits that they have for an off-grid cabin. Now, when I say the rated cooling capacity, this thing is 12,500 BTUs. So it's quite a bit enough to keep the cabin cool. The refrigerant for this is R134A. They say it's pre-charged, but you may have to just top it off. Now, the refrigerant oil is a POE 68, which is, it takes about 90 to 120 milliliters. You don't have to put that in, it's already in there. And then the sound pressure level for this thing is 50 decibels on high, 45 decibels on medium, and 35 decibels on low. Now, the rated voltage, like I mentioned before, is 12-volt system, DC 12 volt. So, you know, I can use solar panels as well as my lithium batteries. But right now, because this is separate from my 48-volt system, I may have to get an MPPT charge controller if I'm going to run solar along with it. Now, the current range for this is 18 to 62 amps, and standby power is only 1 watt. Now, the undervolt protection, which meaning if there's undervoltage hits, it'll shut off the system, it's between 8 and 11 volts. Now, the max overcurrent protection for this thing is 100 amps. Now, I don't know how I would, you know, receive 100 amps through this, but it's 100 amps. And then the power cord specifications for the positive and negative is a 6-gauge wire. Now, when you get it, the power cord length is going to be 10.5 feet long. So wherever you mount your batteries, you know, you got a pretty good length of cord. Now, the outdoor unit size is almost 34 inches. It's 33.5 inches. We'll call it 34 inches. The height of this thing is 18.5 or 18.2 inches, and the width of this is 9.1. Now, if you get one of these, some of the things that's going to be included in here is going to be the outdoor unit and the indoor unit. You're going to get your low pressure and high pressure lines. You're going to get 2 mountain brackets, one for the inside, one for the outside. You got 1 power cord that's already attached to the unit outside. You're going to get a remote control. You're going to get some screws, a mounting board, and some washers. So all the hardware is all included. Like I mentioned, I have a friend coming over this afternoon. He's going to hook up his vacuum pump and his gauges. Now they say you need to connect a vacuum pump to the manifold gauge and the service ports, which I showed you just a second ago. You're going to run the pump for 20 to 30 minutes or until it hits 500 microns. Then we're going to do a leak test on this thing, and the leak test you need to hold for 5 minutes to make sure all your hose connections are tight. Now they have to be airtight. I hope I connected them pretty tight enough when we hooked it up. Then you have to recharge. So once the vacuum is verified and the ports are sealed, the system needs to be recharged with fresh refrigerant. Now when I got the unit, we powered it on really quick to make sure everything worked, but it was kind of loud on the inside, and when I reached out to OutEquipPro, because of the air in the system, that's what you're going to get the noise inside of the unit. So once everything's vacuumed out, refilled, topped off, that noise should go away. But really simple installation. There it is, gang, the unboxing and the installation of the OutEquip mini split AC. It was very simple. I mean, you know, you can do it by yourself, but having a second set of hands to hold, you know, we leveled it and all that other stuff does come in handy, but you can do it by yourself. And, you know, it's going to be a great addition here at the off-grid cabin. Now, on my part 2 video of this, I'm going to show us the operation and how it cools. I'm going to bring in some, you know, temperature gauges. I'm going to show you the flows, the operations on that. But we'll do that on another video coming up. So if you got any questions, pop them in the box below. I'll answer them the best I can. I'll put the product links and descriptions in there as well, so you can check it out. There's not a whole lot of videos on YouTube on this thing because it's fairly new. Hopefully you learned something from it, and if you decide to get one, you can take some of my tips and my experience hooking this up to make it work for you. So until the next video, we appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment because it don't cost anything. And until then, I'll catch you on the next one. This is Semper Gumby out.